Okay, so now we're moving on to lesson 3. And as you can see, I have stitched several rows of single crochet. The edges, you see these little bumps here, but that's okay. Those are just the sides of your stitches. That's still considered straight up and down. And here we have straight up and down too. It's got a little curl to it. Don't worry about that. That goes away as you crochet along. So as you can see, this is what all these rows of single crochet look like. So today we're going to do double crochet. You can do a row of single, a row of double, a row of single. You can mix and match whatever you want. The only criteria is you want to make sure you keep a nice even line. If you're going to do like a shell stitch, you do an even ones at the top of it. We'll get there at some point, but for right now, let's work on the double crochet. Take our hook. I work just to the end of this row. Pull it, make sure my working yarn is towards me. Pull it through there. Now, we're going to do double crochet, which is taller than the single crochet. So instead of chaining 1, we're going to chain 2. Now, this is just me. I don't care for this to be the beginning of the second row, or the row of double, but for your learning, this is how we're going to teach you. And then I'll teach you a trick later on after you learn more stitches, because there's a fancy stitch you can use there at the beginning that's prettier than these 2 chains. So what I want you to do is I want you to chain 2, flip it over. Now, instead of doing, we're going to still go right into those same spots. That never changes. There's a stitch we can do just in the front, a stitch we can do just in the back, a stitch we can do wrapping around them. But for these lessons, we're only going to go right through those little spots. So, grab your work, flip it over. You've got your 2 chains. You're going to, now you are going to wrap it around your hook. Keep your thumb on those 2. Remember I said always try to keep your thumb here to keep them from moving around. Go in that same hole, grab your hook. Now you have 3 on there. Grab your yarn, pull it through 2 of them. Grab your yarn, pull it through 2. That is called the double crochet in America. So my yarn has a little bit of a twist to it. So let's try to get that out of here. There we go. So here we go. Wrap your yarn around it. Hold them. Just lay your thumb gently on those 2. Just enough to keep them from moving. Sometimes you can just put it there. It just keeps it from moving. You're not actually touching the yarn. Just hold on to it. Put that through there. Grab it. Pull it through. You've got 3 loops on your hook. You're still going to hold it. You notice as your work's getting bigger, you're holding onto it like you were holding onto that chain and it just liked to get away from you. Now you're holding onto the work. It's a lot simpler. Got your 3 loops? Grab your hook, pull it through 2. Grab your hook, pull it through 2. Wrap it around, go through there, pull it through, grab through 2, grab through 2. Wrap it around, go through there, pull it through, 3 hooks on there, 3 loops on there, I'm sorry. Grab it, pull it through, pull it through. Wrap it around, hold it with your thumb, put that in there, pull it through 2, pull it through 2. See the difference? Let's get that little hook out of there. This is your double crochet. This is your single crochet. Single crochet is super nice and tight. If you want to make yourself a nice tight scarf, this is the one to do. But that can get a little heavy around a person's neck. Get you kind of sweaty. The single crochet has a little more holes in it like this. That's okay. Some things are okay to have some air running through them. See that little bump there? That's okay. Let's go. Let's go wrapping it around here. Go through there. Pull it through. Pull it through. Pull it through. Now I'm sitting at a table, but that's just so I can show you and hold my phone up there above me. You can sit on the couch. You can let this ball of yarn just lay in your lap. Something you could do is put this ball of yarn in a bag at your feet. That way it just kind of just unravels as you need it. Whatever you want to do. You can leave it in the skein and pull it from the middle. Whatever's comfortable for you. In the good old days, we had to wrap it in a ball. First, you wrapped it around a chair or somebody's hands and then in a ball because it was always full of knots, and that's so frustrating. See the difference in those stitches? Both of them are very pretty, but you can just do so many things with those stitches. Let's keep going. Wrap it around, hold it with your thumb, put it through there, pull it through two, pull it through two. Wrap it around, hold it, put it through that little hole, that little spot. Remember those little spots? Pull that through, pull it through, pull it through. Wrap it around, put it in there, pull it through, pull it through, pull it through. I'm hoping this is pretty clear for you to actually see what I'm doing so you can copy it. I'll do it very slowly, wrapping it around there. My hook is up there out of the way, holding on to my thumb with my thumb to these two loops. Put it through there, grab it, twisting it over, yanking it through there. And you twist your hook, it grabs onto that yarn. Makes it so much easier, it doesn't fall off of there. And you're doing the same thing when you're pulling down those loops. Doesn't matter how far along you are. Sometimes those loops are a little more difficult to get through. So you hold on to here and you pull it up on that side just a little bit. Pull it up. Pull it up. And we're going to wrap it around there. Going to go through there again. We're almost to the end. I'll show you how to end on the end of turn it around on this just like you do the single crochet. There we go. Putting it in there, pulling it through, pulling it through. Our little area is a little constricted. The ball of yarn wants to keep getting away from me. There we go. Pull it through there, pull it through. Wrap it around, pull it through there. See how everything's just kind of flowing along smoothly? You shouldn't have to fight with anything. If you feel like you're fighting, just relax. Take it out and do it again. It's okay. Pull it through, pull it through. Now we're getting to the end. So you see there, we're almost to the end. There's that last stitch, remember? It's always just a little bit tricky on the end. You kind of have to look for it. You can see that it's right there, but it wants to lay over a little bit. So you have to actually kind of nudge it up. Ooh, let me back it up there. Let's try that again. I don't think I got you on camera. You want to put your hook through there. You can see your hook through there, so that makes it nice. Pull that through. There you go. And if you split your yarn, you want to make sure you pull that hook out and make sure you get this yarn all wrapped up. Let me show you something. Yarn is made up a whole bunch of threads. See those little threads? They're a whole bunch of threads all twisted together. And you can accidentally put your hook right through the middle of one of those, and you don't want to do that because then you have a real thin spot. So you want to make sure you're always getting it through the right amount of the yarn. So there we go. We're at the end. We're going to chain 2. We're going to turn it over. Remember, keeping our work over here. Keeping it nice and flat. Right here's our first stitch. We're going to make our second stitch right here. These two chains are counted as your first stitch. Okay, over the hook, holding it with my thumb, putting it in there, pulling it through, pulling it through, pulling it through, wrapping it, pulling it through, pulling it through. Okay, let's do a couple more, and then I think we're going to stop for this evening. Maybe I'll try to get to the end of this row so you can just watch me doing it. Okay, now take a look at something here. See, we kind of have a little bit different here. That can happen sometimes. So what I'm going to say we do, see how we're getting along here? But our singles don't go about quite as far as our doubles. But that's okay. We still went into the last stitch. When all is said and done, we can put a border on it or whatever. Each stitch makes its own little indentation. So we're just going to leave that just like it is, and we're just going to keep going. Just keep that as straight as you possibly can. Crochet stitches aren't square solid stitches. As you can see, it's got little bumps on it. Well, those bumps have to go somewhere. So the other thing you could do is we could go down to the end. Let's try that. Let's just see how easy that is to back that off right there. Let's make one more stitch down there. And let's see what it looks like. If we don't like it, we can take it out. We're going to go down in there, and I'm just going to go right in that little spot. Pull that out of there. Go 1, go 2. Looky that. Much nicer. That's the nice thing about crocheting. You can do that, and it's not going to hurt anything. Okay? So let's go back in here. But you want to be very careful. You don't go too far out of there, or you're going to have a piece of stuff that goes like this. You want it to go like this. Now this is going to be looser, so it's going to help us with this twisting we got going on here. That tight crochet of that single crochet does that. Wrapping it around there. So we're going to do a couple more stitches, and then we're going to take a look at that first row, that first stitch, and see if we like it. Do we like it? Yes, we do. See how it's nice and straight? And that's what you can do sometimes. Just kind of go, you know what? I don't like how that ended up. Let's back it up. Let's stick us another stitch in there. Look at that row and that row. See those 2 double crochet rows? This is all these single crochet rows. They're pretty on both sides, but they sure do look different. Okay. I think that's going to be it for tonight. Practice those, and I'll try to get the next lesson up for you as soon as I can. Thank you.